Hello, Amber.
Hello, Jen Vasquez. How's it going?
It is going well. We are just little reading fiends lately.
I know. And I'm very excited to talk about this one. This is one that I will just give a heads up. I've read before and
Mhm.
I knew I liked, and when I say read before, it's probably like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, not long, like long enough that you don't remember exact details, but you remember the feeling when you read it,
Yes.
right?
Well, I don't know if you're like me, but as soon as I read the book, I kind of forget the book.
I am the exact same way. I can only remember how I felt about the book.
And I think that's why certain books are like my Roman Empire, because I can remember the book. But this book, I remembered the gist.
Welcome to Morally Gray Babes. We're your hosts, Jen and Amber, two unapologetic book addicts, diving deep into the steamiest dreams, hottest book boyfriends, and those spicy moments that make you blush.
Amber here, and we're not just here to talk plot twists and character arcs. We're breaking down everything from our favorite quotes to the spice levels that really bring the heat.
Expect a lot of laughs, a little cussing, and some seriously hot takes. Whether we're gushing over fictional men or dishing out the truth on what books deserve the hype, nothing is off limits.
So buckle up, Buttercup, and get ready for real, raw, and totally unfiltered book talk. Because we're the book besties you didn't know you needed.
It is called Latte Darling. It is book 2 in the Darling series by SJ Tilley, who I love her books. If you read, she has a couple of series out there, a hockey series called Slate. She has a billionaire series. I think it's called the Sin series. She also has this mafia dom series called Alliance series. I feel like that's the name of it. So this is more of her cozy rom-com. And there's book 2. We did read book 1. We read them out of order. So they're standalones. They're mildly interconnected because both of the female main characters are besties. You don't have to read book 1 to really enjoy book 2, I feel.
Yeah, and I'll say that is totally true because I only read book 2. I ended up reading book 1 afterwards, but like I had only read book 2 and I loved
Well,
it.
I never
So,
I only read book 1 just now. So
yeah.
with you. And
Yeah.
if we're being honest, book 2 is better.
100 times better. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but we're not talking about the other book.
It's the male main character.
I love this book.
The male main character in this book is perfection.
He's on the top of the book boyfriend list. I know it's a rotation. I know, but
I feel like we're going to have to change or add him to our book boyfriend quiz.
Absolutely.
So this book, and we're not going to read the blurb. We're just going to talk about it. It is called Latte Darling. Think it's like of a cozy coffee shop meets filthy hot obsession, right? That's how I feel. This isn't just about lattes and baked goods. It's about a male main character who will ruin you in the best possible way while making you feel like the only woman in the damn universe. This is about a female main character. Her name is Maddie, and she is finally putting herself out there. She's like a 30-year-old curvaceous female main character. So already check, she's a real woman, right? Like she's not an 18-year-old who's going to slay dragons and save the universe. Like she's a 30-year-old woman who is full figured. She owns a business. It's a coffee shop. She has her bestie, but she is like kind of put love on the back burner and not really had any good relationships out there. It's not like a main focus. She just doesn't date. So she finally puts herself on an app. And this is like the scene, right? She's going to a bar to meet a person that she found on an app. It's like this 25-year-old guy. So a little bit of a cougarness. But when she realizes, like, after time is going, this guy is not showing up. But instead, this hot silver fox sits in front of her and tells her that her date is not going to be there because That's her date's dad. And I don't even know how to say the date's dad. And so his name is Axel. Axel tells her like his son's actually 20, not 25. He's already like seeing hearts in his eyes. Like the wolf is like, Wooga, right? Like the cartoon. I hope people know what I'm talking about.
I totally got
And
that reference. I
so-
don't know if there was wolf.
But so we have this like female main character. She's not some wallflower. She's smart. She's witty. She's independent. But she's also willing to admit when a man makes her weak in the knees. And Axel does that, right? So we're going to let Jen talk about the book as well. That's kind of just giving you some vibes of it. And then I'm going to talk about Axel because I could talk about Axel all damn day. But tell me about the book.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you my thoughts of the book and about Axel and about Maddie. And then you can dive into like book boyfriend.
Oh my God, I love it.
So Latte Darling to me was like a total roller coaster in the best possible way. The story had me hooked from the first page and did not let go. It's the perfect blend, in my opinion, of spicy, sweet, swoony, and somehow still feels completely fresh and unique, which is saying a lot with how much that we read. Axel, obsessed. He is now officially on the top of my book boyfriend list. He's intense. He's obsessive in a really hot way. And that filthy, dirty mouth.
Okay,
Whew.
we're going to put a pause. Who did you envision when you thought about Axel?
Kind of a George Clooney like look. That was kind of.
I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna pull up the actor.
The book cover I did not agree with. I completely ignored it.
I love it.
Okay, but George Clooney-ish, but tatted all over the place.
So,
and the only reason why I say George Clooney is because he is kind of intense, but not in a yelly way, in just an undercover way. And that's kind of how I felt about him.
So I pictured Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Do you know who that is?
No, but
I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send this boy to you.
I can.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Let me continue while you're doing that.
Well, I want to give people like a vision of who this character is. So,
of who you thought the vision was.
Axel, how they describe him. So he's this tall, like 6'2", 6'4", very barrel-chested, muscular man, tatted up. Like he's very much into cars. He owns his own car shop, like auto shop. I don't know what you're supposed to call it.
That just makes him sexier. Let's just be honest.
One, he's a business owner.
I don't know why, but business owner and auto shop. Like
he's also like, so he has a kid, but he's not in a relationship with the woman, right? It was just like a friend.
It was never kind of a relationship. Yeah. Like that's what I kind of liked about it. It made it sort of okay.
It made it okay in my head as well. Yeah. So keep talking, but that I just want to give people like, that is what he looks like.
Yes. He is now officially, as I mentioned, my top tier book boyfriend.
Love it.
He's intense, obsessive, like I said, has a filthy, dirty mouth. And which, yes, please. We like dirty mouths. But what really melted me was how tender he was with Maddie. Here's this sort of badass, feels like the wrong side of the tracks type guy. Mm-hmm. Only he's not. He's this sharp business person. He has like 12 bays or something like that in his. So for anybody who knows mechanic shops, like that's a huge shop, right?
How many?
12 bays or 10 bays, the different openings where you put cars in. Because my dad was like a race car driver, like that. I just caught that really. It was like one sentence. The way that he protects her, encourages her, and makes her feel safe, even when she's unsure or lacking confidence, was everything to me. Just everything. And Maddie, I adored watching her bloom. Their chemistry is off the charts, but it's the emotional connection that really sort of hit me hardest in this story. They truly bring out the best in each other, and I couldn't stop turning the pages. I literally read it in under 24 hours, and I only slowed down because I actually had to do some work. Or I would have probably read it in 12 hours. Like it was so good. So I've got some quotes and things like that. But
Okay. So the book
Got it.
boyfriend, Axel, we're just going to keep talking about Axel. And I sent her pictures of Jeffrey D. Morgan.
yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
That's kinda how I envision him looks wise. But George Clooney in his presence was like big, but he wasn't obnoxious or arrogant.
I don't
like
think
it
George
was just
Clooney has a big
different-
presence, but that's me. No.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we agree to disagree,
Yeah.
but we both love Axel. So he is possessive AF. Possessive. He is a grumpy sunshine dynamic in overdrive and the kind of man who looks at you like you're both his weakness and
his salvation.
religion, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
he has a soft spot only for her, of course, and can be like super sweet, but he can flip the switch to sinful dark when the lights go out. I don't think I would love this in real life. Like, but
Most of the things I love in a book, I don't love in real life.
well,
I'll just
I
put that
loved
out there.
I loved how protective he was of her. I loved how
Of course.
he
Of
was
course.
like he was obsessed. Like he would drive by her place and sit and watch her without her, knowing, because he was like every day for lunch. He wanted to be with her. I loved it. I loved what he wore at the wedding. Like that is like
Oh,
best thing ever. The thing that I was like in real life would be like, oh God, no. Like I'd punch him in his freaking face. Is whenever she got her car dented while she was grocery shopping and she drove it to him and the car door was like banged in so she couldn't open it. And he pulls her out and he's so angry that she was unsafe.
that she put herself in an unsafe position of driving a car that he felt was unsafe.
Yeah. And then
I didn't like that part at all.
I didn't like that. Like I understood in the book and I understood that the female main character liked it and how he disciplined her, she liked. But I was like, if my husband, if that happened in real life, oh, heads would roll and it would not be my head. Like, no. So it was the only part that I didn't like about it.
Yeah, I cannot believe that you mentioned that because in that part, I literally
was like, no.
rewriting it in my head because it was just not possible for that book.
No, I was like, no. I just wanted to slap him and be like, this is not how you treat a woman. But his kinks, he's obsession, protective daddy vibes. I thought that was a nice touch. And definitely the touch her and you'll disappear energy, right? He'd even like men in his shop to look at her.
Like downcast your eyes.
Walk away.
Like it
Walk away.
was so good.
It really was good. So one of the quotes that I don't think I have quotes with me to read. I can pull up my Goodreads to get them. But I think it was just like his overall obsession with her and how he had already claimed her and his internal dialogue, his viewpoint. Like I liked Maddie. I liked her viewpoint. I thought she was a little cheeky at times, but it was his, how he already claimed it.
Yeah. And I feel like she was a business owner. She like had come so far in her life, but she still didn't have that full confidence. And he like fed it to her in the way that he just loved her.
And
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't think there was like a really big third act breakup. I feel like it was a misunderstanding
that was like, it was okay. It wasn't like that it irritated me. So
it was very quick.
agree with you on that.
It was very quick.
Yeah. I
mean,
agree.
in the book, it lasted a week, but
yeah, several flips of the pages and it was done. Like if it went like multiple chapters, that would be a problem for me. Cause I get really,
if it's multiple chapters,
with miscommunication is it angers me.
Me as well. I feel like a lot of people.
I don't think they should ever have them. In my opinion, I mean, you want something to like overcome, but it doesn't need to be. I'm never going to talk to you again, kind of situation. You know what I mean? Those big ones, like me. Whenever
it's a miscommunication and then they act out on it because they're hurt and then they do something that's
dumb. Yes. Not okay.
It's not okay.
Yes.
But this one didn't have that. So it was very quick. miscommunication. They got back together, and I was like, yay, happy day. Spice. What would you say the spice was?
I thought the spice was like a 3, but my spice
feel like we
ratings
should
are
have-
so
I
warped.
feel like we should have a spice level where it's like one is
You
like
have to make
kids.
it this, or you have to. Yeah,
multiple, like 1 or 2 sex scenes, open door. It's a 2. 3 is if they break out some of the kinks. 4 is like, oh, 5 is I'm pregnant. You know,
multiple people, like yeah. Like
we
I
need
just
to have our own
yeah.
spice.
You know what? We need to.
That could be.
We're gonna make that.
Yeah, we're gonna make that happen.
We're going to make that for you. So you know what our spice ratings are so that we can better tell you that. Cause
I feel like this was like a 2, like it made scenes, like nothing vanilla. It was steamy, but I wasn't like.
I might be saying 3 for them overall after I got done reading the book. But I mean, I could definitely go down to a 2 and would not be upset about it. Like, I'm not sold on the 3. I mean, that's just what I wrote. Like, I always try to write my ratings right after I read. And usually with some distance, they will vary. Like, I think everything is a 5 if I enjoyed reading it. And then like next week or the week after when we talk about it, I'm like, yeah, it was a 4. You know what I mean? Like I'm all in my feelings in the moment. So maybe I shouldn't do the ratings then.
And I think it'd be really helpful for us to make a spice scale and like.
Yeah.
And
I think that's smart.
And then list some books that we think or 1s or 2s or 3s. There are a lot of the like,
Omega verse will be
a lot of 4s and 5s. Omega verse. Yeah. Oh my gosh. She's right. So this book for me, I felt it was a small townish, cozy coffee shop backdrop with like the perfect blend of sweetness and steam. It was a little spicy, but like I said, for me, it was a 2. It was comfort.
I have quotes to go over. So did you want to?
Oh yeah. Let me pull up my quote.
Yeah. I'll start reading some. This is her internal dialogue. This man is an absolute silver fox, and my libido that's been slumbering in hibernation for the last decade just woke the fuck up. I swear my eyes have turned into tiny hearts as I blink up at this giant, handsome man. And that's when I remember I'm still bent over the table, my low-cut shirt surely gaping obscenely. So that was part of the scene when she first met him, waiting for the 25-year-old.
The 25-year-old son, aka 20-year-old, that got punished.
Yeah. This is, again, internal dialogue. Every motorcycle club romance book I ever read flashes through my mind, and I briefly imagine him carrying me away to some dungeon where he does dirty, dirty things to me. I just love how she talks.
I was hoping that he was going to drive a motorcycle, and he didn't.
He needed, yeah. Well, there you go. So throughout the book, he talks a lot about this angel on one shoulder and devil on another, which was a great. Okay, so this is the one that like I really loved. So bear with me, it's really dirty. Okay. The angel on my shoulder has long abandoned me, and the devil, where he has his dick in his hand and is beating one out to the scene in front of us.
I highlighted the same thing because I thought it was so hilarious. And I wanted to talk to you about it because I was like, I bet Jen is rolling.
I was reading it. My husband and I were laughing so much with this book. Okay, so this is her describing him, I believe, at his business, the garage. His giant frame is covered in a set of navy blue coveralls. Or should I say he's mostly covered. His sleeves are rolled up to his elbow, and the zipper that should run the center of his chest is unzipped all the way down to his waist, exposing the tight black shirt he's wearing underneath. Letting the door swing shut behind him, Axel reaches up and runs his fingers through his hair, getting it out of his face. And that's when I noticed the sunglasses. Lord, help me. I want Axel to fuck me while he's wearing this exact outfit.
I highlight that too. That was actually whenever he came to visit her at work.
I didn't remember.
Oh my
I
God.
just know
I
that
remembered it
he
because I could remember the scene because he was opening the doors for the old lady.
yes, for other people,
And then
yes.
she saw him walk in, and in my mind, it was like in a movie where like the male main character, bad boy, walks in, but it's like slow-mo. And like that's what I envisioned was like this slow-mo man walking in and like rubbing his hand through his hair. A montage. I was having a montage.
I mean,
Forrest Gump?
wow.
I don't think so.
Right?
Anyway,
Okay, so then he goes to her house and she has a neighbor who's a man and he's just jealous of everybody and everything. Let's just put that out there. So,
is he? Oh wait, the Axel.
Axel
Okay.
is jealous of everybody. So, this is Axel's perspective. She says, "Hi, Dean." And I can hear the smile in Maddie's voice and jealousy mixed in with the lust coursing through my veins. I spared Dean a brief head nod, but I'm not here for him. I'm here for my girl. And if I make her scream loud enough for her punk neighbor to hear, so be it.
I was kind of hoping that the punk, so the neighbor is actually works at the hospital and goes and gets his coffee at Maddie's store during the day. And I was really hoping like book 3 would be his story and that he was like,
That's what I was hoping
I was
for.
like, oh, it's going to be like this gay neighbor. And then Axel's going to be like, oh my God, I was an asshole.
I was worried for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right, keep going.
Okay. If you'd like to stay for a bit, you can. I'm just going to get my pajamas on. And in his head, he's saying, leave, jackass. It's time for you to leave. He doesn't want to overstay his welcome because he knows he has a good thing, basically. And he says, I can stay for a while. And then he says internally, the angel on my shoulder throws up his hands, shaking his head in exasperation.
So that is when they first meet and she goes home,
Yes.
she makes a sandwich, and then she doesn't want him to leave. He doesn't want to leave, but he knows he probably should. And so she's like, I'm going to just go switch in like my pajamas. Are you going to still be here? And he's like, yeah, I'll stay for a bit. And it was just like, oh, I was just like, sucker the whole time. It's like, you are so done. But I remember the whole book. Like,
yeah, this is in his head, his thoughts. In tiny floral patterned shorts, she wears a spaghetti strap blue tank top and her hair spilling over her bare shoulders. She looks like a centerfold straight from my wildest dreams. Like that's that in a sentence, that's how he kind of felt about her, right?
It was insta
I thought that like,
and I will say
yes.
that if you are not a fan of insta lust, you will not like this book.
No,
because you
also she enjoys making him angry because she likes the punishment. Because she likes the punishment, quote unquote,
and that's angry. She likes to make him his possessive, like his worried side come out, not angry.
So this is her internal dialogue here. Holy crap. If this is how he reacts when he's mad, I might make it my weekly goal to piss him off.
That was whenever she brought the car to the shop.
Yep.
And I was just like, no. But I get her personality. But I was like, no. My husband took no. Yelled at me like that. No. So
yeah. So overall, before we get to the rating,
I remember this whole book. Like you're saying the quotes, and I can tell you when that's insane. Because we read this like over
that means it's a really good book.
It was, I will say, it's an insta lust. It's an insta lust, age gap, very obsessed man. Like he is insta.
You don't have to wait 50% till you get to the sex, basically. And I don't mean just the sex, but like the intimacy.
Well, I would say just like their eyes connected, they both wanted each other, right? And it was crazy. I don't know. It's a small town, cozy coffee shop backdrop with this like perfect blend of sweetness and steam. It's comfort, it's obsession, a man who will scorch the earth to keep his girl happy and safe. I think you'll laugh. I think you'll swoon. I think you'll need a cold shower. Like all the things. I loved Maddie's personality. I loved her best friend. I liked reading her best friend's story. Wasn't in love with the MC like I was with Axel. I loved how they're full-figured women. I love how they're older women.
Yes.
He was 52. Amen. She was 30. 52. Like, okay. I don't know. I thought this was a really good cozy like palate cleanser.
Yeah, it's a great palate cleanser. I feel like if you love a possessive hero, a heroine who's finding her strength, and a love story that wraps around your heart and won't let go, then this is definitely something to read. And even though it's a standalone, I probably would not start with the first book. I would start with the second book.
Yeah.
Reading the second book, I had a totally different vision of Beckett, the male character in the first book, and I liked what I assumed about him versus what the story was.
Because you only get like a little glimpse of it, like maybe one paragraph, because like you're going to the best friend's wedding, and you kind of hear one or two sayings about the guy. So I didn't even like, he was a blip on my radar. Like I didn't even know they were book one couple. That's how small.
Yeah, it just wasn't what I had hoped for. So I read it. It was good. This is the book we're recommending.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing else? I loved the angel and demon on his shoulder the entire time.
It was funny and hilarious, but it also reinforced like what he was going through, like internally. You know,
the only
it was
thing
so good
that I couldn't relate to, besides like the car bashing and him getting really upset, because I feel like if that happened to me, the hupster would be like, yeah, good thing you brought it to an auto shop. Like you made it safely, but like that was smart. Like if I left it there, he'd be like, you could have drove it.
He wanted her to call and have someone pick it up, but that's not her personality.
No.
So why would he expect that of her?
I know.
That's kind of how I felt. You know her, you love her, you should be understanding of
she's independent
of her.
Fucker.
Yes.
The other thing that I could not relate to, and maybe other people can, I cannot relate to this. So every time they did it, I was like, they would eat in the middle of the night. Like she would always wake up and it'd be like midnight or 2, and she would make a sandwich, or she would make like omelets. And I'd be like, who the fuck eats at midnight? Like I eat at
my
husband at night and then I'm done. Like you couldn't force me to eat anything between 6 p.m. and 8 o'clock in the morning.
That's funny that like stood out for you.
It was so annoying because she would like,
my husband, he'll come in at 2 a.m. chewing, and I'm like, did you just eat? Like he woke up and he was hungry.
No,
like,
I just don't get it. Like if I wake up and it's 2 a.m, I'm never gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna make a sandwich. But it was like peanut butter.
But in the book, she didn't really eat because she wasn't really hungry. Then they, I think, had sex, if this is the part I'm thinking of, and they fell asleep exhausted. And she woke up at 2 a.m, so she's gonna eat. Like, I mean, I would get that.
No,
that makes sense to me.
No, it's so weird. It was so bizarre. I don't care. I don't know. I'm not gonna wake up enough to go fix an omelet at 2 a.m. So I'm like, who is making this? It was like a roast beef with like melt and like it was like a panini, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? And then she made like some salmon crepes, and I'm like, what? Sorry, I could not relate.
The things that Amber does not like.
Everybody has a quirks. I'm a complicated person.
Okay, so what would you rate it? I'm super curious to know.
So I checked on Goodreads. Apparently I rated it a 4 back in 2023 when I read it. And I still remembered that it was an age gap, very obsessed man, and I wanted to read it again. So I would say this one was a 4 for me. I loved it.
It was a 4.5. I wanted it to be a 5, but I was like, okay, I don't know. Maybe I do think it's a 5. I rated a 4.5.
If he didn't pull her out of the car and yell at her, and
they didn't. You're putting down a ranking just for the one.
And they didn't like have 2 o'clock omelets and salmon crepes. Maybe
okay, but your 5 books, the one like Psycho Shifter books. Yeah. I mean, she was doing all kinds of crazy things, but that was okay.
I could totally understand. She was high, and Psycho Shifter, she was high like most of the time. Like, I get it, it's fine. But anyway,
my God.
So bottom line, Latte Darling is a perfect sip for readers who crave their romance. I wouldn't say dark. I would say insta love and obsessive, but you still, oh my God, he's got such a cinnamon roll heart underneath all that big muscle tattooed silver fox goodness. It's like the best dirty little secret you can't stop going back for. Obviously, this is a reread for me 2 years later, and I still love it. And I will probably read it again in 2 more years.
So it should probably be a 5.
No. I mean, I could read Psycho Shifters every month.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, babes. If you loved hanging out with us today, don't forget to check the show notes for all those juicy details and links.
You can also discover your next book boyfriend, if it's not Axel, with our epic quiz, which is linked in our show notes. And of course, follow us for more spicy reads, hot takes, and unfiltered fun. Until next time, stay morally gray.